Welcome to I Feel Fat Today. We got a really quick intro today before we get into it with our guest. Please remember to subscribe to us on YouTube, rate us over on Apple Podcasts, and follow us on Instagram over at I Feel Fat Today. And you can follow me, your host, Kelly Taylor, at Hello, This is Kelly. If you want to send us an email, you can reach out at ifeelfattoday@gmail.com. And of course, tell your friends about the show. Now that we're done with all that housekeeping, I know that was long and arduous and too long for you to even skip over by fast forwarding. So thanks for hanging in with me there. We're going to get into it with this week's guest. He's a repeat guest, the ultimate friend of the show, my boyfriend. Give it up for Joe Gorman. Thanks for doing the show.
Anytime, Juice.
Yeah, you really coming in clutch for me this week.
Always.
I didn't have an episode out last week.
That's okay.
Due to a scheduling conflict.
We live in, society. I think we put too much pressure on generating content where it really is a quantity over quality type thing.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people are like, well, you just got to put out content, man. And it's like, okay, well, now you just have like a bunch of content that people think sucks.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. No, totally. I saw a comment on, you showed me a comment on something on YouTube of not one of our pieces of content, but someone we know's content where someone commented, why would you even record this and put this on the internet? And that's the kind of comment that if I were to get it, I would self-implode.
Yeah. It's very funny. I know immediately who you were thinking of, too. And it's very funny. But you know what? If you want to know, you got to, type that comment in. You got to type that into the search engine and see what comic it is. Or let us know in the comment who you think we're talking about.
Yeah, engage in the comments. I think this microphone's working. Can you see my level go up? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, both of them are going up.
Sound check right into the show is how we roll.
Yeah, you're doing it, Juice. You did it all by yourself.
I did it all by myself. Gosh, so things have been a little bit different over here.
It has been.
They have been.
Things are tough at Goomy Studios.
Yeah, not tough per se.
Terrifying.
But changing.
Scary.
Yeah, I feel like the camera's super high, and usually never have it that high.
Yeah.
I'm all out of sorts because I haven't recorded in it in a while.
It's been a while.
It's been like 2-3 weeks. So I have new employment where I am no longer 100% work from home.
Oh, no.
I am now hybrid in the office. And because I'm being onboarded, I've been going to the office every day. Yeah. And so we're in the second week of that happening. So how have you been adjusting to being gone more? What do you mean you hate it?
I'm weak.
No.
Yes.
You always say stuff like that, but do you recall that when I was employed at my other job and you would come in to just say hi or be in my line of vision, how I would freak the fuck out?
But it made me happy because I had my little Goomy.
No.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I refuse.
And now I don't even have that.
Yeah.
I'll see a cool website or a video and I'll run in here and I'll be like, hey, Gooms. And then I look at it and I see an empty desk and I'm like, oh, yeah. She's gone. You
can just text it to me.
No, it's not the same.
Yeah, you're an IRL kind of person.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
I'm in the moment, and it's gone now.
Yeah.
So you move on.
C'est la vie.
Yeah. How do you like being back in the office?
It's an adjustment only in that I don't mind being in the office, and I don't think I completely mind commuting. But there are the aspects of commuting where I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
You know?
Like waking up, getting dressed.
Getting
in a train.
Yeah.
Getting to the office.
Yeah.
Being in the office and working.
Yeah.
So already that's 6 things I can think of that I hate about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're at the office.
Yeah. And
not being able to smoke weed, not being able to take naps.
Smoking weed was not necessarily something I did during the day, but
that's a deal breaker for me.
There were moments of like today where I really thought like a 20-minute, like a nice little 20-minute cat nap would do me some justice right now.
Those days are gone. You'll never be able to sleep again.
Well, I mean, I'm only hybrid, but
No, you'll pretty soon, like, they're going to be like, you know what? Since you're already coming in 3 days a week, let's just make it 5.
no, that would be so cruel.
They would probably do that. That's I think a lot of offices are mandating a return to office.
No, I don't think mine would because my company's not even based in New York. It's only a certain team.
I feel like a lot of the idea of like that you need to be in an office is like a baby boomer mentality.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people are either dying off or retiring.
Yeah. I can understand why. So it's the office that we're in is for the sales team. And I can understand now seeing the way that they operate. I can understand why the sales team is like in the office. And they're only in the office Tuesday through Wednesday for the most part.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But when they are in the office, like their boss today, like there's TVs all over the office and he put their stats up on the TV.
Oh, yikes.
So it's like a team of like, let's say 12 salespeople. And it was like, Tony made 10 calls, sent 30 emails, and had like 15 other activities. And it's like Abby had 2 calls, 5 emails, and like 40 other activities just to like light a fire under each of their asses to
give
do
a nice
more.
little level of anxiety.
Yeah. And then like this morning, it was like so quiet in the office because it's like, I rolled in at like 9:30 and it was probably at like 9:45. The sales manager was like, oh my gosh, I've been in libraries that are louder than this. And then he took a beat and was like, I want to start hearing some calls. Let's do it, people. And I look at my coworker who's in town just to onboard me, and we're both in operations. And I just looked at her and I was like, I'm so glad I'm not in sales.
Yeah, that sucks to have to be around that kind. You have to have that kind of energy for sales, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I see the way that they work, and their job sucks in that they have to like call places and be like, hey, I was checking you out online and are you interested in XYZ? And that part sucks because people don't want to get those kinds of phone calls.
Nobody likes to get cold called.
No one wants to get cold called.
Yeah.
And I don't even want my friends cold calling me. You know what I mean?
Nobody
like,
should cold call anyway. It's like
you always want like a little pat before you're like about to be disturbed. Unless you're a psychopath, which, a lot of people are. But then I was like, when one of them closes a sale and they've hit quota, in one sale they could hit quota, and then like you're done working for the month, and that's pretty fucking cool.
That's pretty cool.
So it's just like, do you want to deal with the shittiness and the trauma of your job now and then you can chill? Or do you want to be like in my position where it's like you get handed off an account and then they're like bothering you and being like, this isn't working. They told me this would happen. Now it's not working.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of the mentality like anything not to cold call. Have you ever had a cold calling job?
I used to do cold calling. Yeah. I used to
Really?
work on like a telemarketer thing. Where,
No.
Yeah. I worked there for like a couple months before it got basically shut down.
Like in telemarketers?
Yeah. Like that, kind of like in telemarketing where they just gave me a list of phone numbers and I'd be like, hi, I'm trying to reach Dr. So-and-so. They were all dentists. And it was to basically say like, oh, you've been selected as like a doctor of the year and we want to come by and give you an interview. And then like the interview is actually like them trying to upsell the dentist on some shit like, oh, you're in a book, but
Oh, that's awful.
oh, it was wildly unethical.
Would people fall for it?
Every once in a while, but usually like I just get like a secretary. And
until
like
oh,
yeah,
come.
yeah, okay, well, let's schedule him for this time. And it was like really complicated. It's like, oh, we have like an on-site agent who's just somebody that goes there and like tries to sell him on something. But eventually, like, if you stuck around at the telemarketing job long enough, like they bring you in for like, an interview, like to get to the next level and basically explain like, no, this is what we're actually doing. We're trying to get people to schedule an appointment and sell them this thing.
Really?
Yeah. And just like really kind of like aggressively like telling them bullshit and stuff.
Was this pre or post the '08 recession that caused you to be unemployed?
This was like right during it.
Right during
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, because like I got let go of that, and then I was just like unemployed.
But did you feel so awesome being unemployed from that shitty job?
I felt great because I was just like, okay, I'm getting unemployment. I don't like working.
Yeah.
Here's what I didn't. I knew I didn't like working, but I didn't like not working either.
Oh.
Because after a while of unemployment, you start to wake up and you're like, I'm kind of directionless. You know, you can only do so much in terms of like applying for a job and trying to find work and doing that. And eventually you just have to be like, well, am I just like destined to be like unemployed or something?
Right.
But then I found like the job I still have now 10 years later.
Yeah.
So who knows?
How many calls did you have to make a day when you were at the call center?
I did. You were supposed to make like, 70 to 80 calls. I did like 15. I was just like, there's no way they can actually track this. This is all like a fucking scam.
Yeah.
And it more or less was.
Yeah.
And they were like, Joe, you're one of our top sellers. I'm like, how?
No fucking way.
And I'm like, okay, you clearly don't check anything.
Yeah.
Because
top seller Joe.
Because like for me, it wasn't about, you just had to schedule the appointment. You didn't have to actually sell anything.
Right.
So in terms of like making the appointment, it was
yeah,
like, oh,
it was
cool.
like handed off to another team to like get it across the finish line as far
It was, I mean, but like it was like clearly a scam. And like, I was thinking like, there's no way this is going to last. And eventually it got shut down.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, how could it, And we had like a manager who was like one of those like always be, he thought he was Alec Baldwin in Glengarry Glen Ross, who was like always be closing, and he had that. He had like a always be closing coffee.
Oh,
and I'm like, this guy fucking sucks. And I was like, work culture fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like it sucks. Like I knew then and there, like I'm never going to be like a company player. Even at my current job where I give the illusion of being a company player, I'm not a company player. I hate everyone, you know? I just want to do drugs.
Yeah.
I'm doing this job so I can buy marijuana and video games. The same thing I prioritized as a teenager. I prioritize now in my 40s.
I like that. So when you were in the office at that shitty telemarketing job, did they have like office snacks?
Not really, no.
Because it was like probably not like, you were probably one of the youngest people there, right?
I was around like the same age as everyone. Like everyone was kind of like fresh out of college, 20 something. Because I just got out of my coffee shop job that I had for a while.
Yeah.
Because I knew I didn't want to do coffee anymore.
Yeah.
Like I knew
What's
I
worse,
didn't
coffee or sales?
Coffee for sure.
Yeah.
Like at least like with sales, you have the illusion of like I'm in an office and you have a computer, so you can sort of fuck around if you really wanted to. You shouldn't, but you can. I
know. I was thinking today about how like texting, like I used to get in trouble for being on my phone all the time in my job pre-COVID.
Yeah.
I always was getting in trouble for being on my phone. And now that this job has provided me with a Mac, it's like, oh, I can like text.
My phone's here.
And it looks like I'm sending an email, you know?
Yeah.
Because really, like, as long as you're getting your work done, who cares if I'm texting?
We live in a brave new world where literally, like, the pandemic showed that, okay, people can work remote.
Yeah.
And if you, with a minimal amount of work, you can track what people are doing.
Right.
So
oh my God.
there's no reason.
Everything that I do on my computer in general at this job, I'm sure is being tracked. Like, I'm sure, like, they put stuff on the computer to track what I'm doing regardless. And then on top of it, like everything is tracked. Like every email that I get in, like someone has the ability to see.
Right. To view
what it is, how I responded. And like a lot of it is in the name of just like collaboration and being like, okay, so if Kelly's out of the office and someone emails needing support, like someone from the support team can grab it. But, when you were at your sales job, were you stressed out by it, or were you like, oh, I just hate this?
I just hated it, and I was like, damn, like, is it worse than a coffee shop? Because at least at the coffee shop, I knew it was like work. Like I knew, like, okay, I make coffee, I zero out the register, I divvy up the tips.
You don't really take any of that stress home with you.
Yeah, it's like when I'm done with, like, I mean, at the same time, like, I didn't really take the stress of the call center job with me because I knew like it wasn't a future.
I feel like I would even find a way to take the stress of a call center job home with me.
Well,
Unfortunately.
that's on you.
I know. Well, I want to ask, like, so it doesn't seem like the job stressed you out too much. So, like, did you, like, stress eat or anything? Or you just, like, this job has no bearing on my mental well-being whatsoever?
No, I just, like, knew it was going to end eventually.
Yeah.
So there was, like, the stress of, like, well, what am I going to do when this ends? And also, like, are they going to let me go because I'm only doing, like, 15 calls a day?
Yeah. And so did you get laid off or fired?
I got laid off.
Yeah. So it didn't even matter you were only doing 15 calls a day when you're supposed to be doing
No, everyone
like
got
100.
fired because they brought everyone into the day everyone got fired. Like the head CEOs of the company or whatever, basically like the guys that were funding this whole scam.
Yeah.
They cleared out, and then his nephew, who was like working there, who was just an idiot that everyone was like, oh, this guy's a Nepo hire. We didn't know what Nepo hires were at
Right.
the time, but they were just like, oh, okay, it's the CEO's nephew. Of course he's going to have like a cushy job. They pulled him out, and then they brought everyone into basically like the break room, and they were like, yeah, company's over.
Oh, God.
Everyone's effective immediately. If you want to, here's some information if you want to fill out and try to get unemployment. They at least tried to, say like, okay, we're going to try to be somewhat legitimate. And then I remember like this. I remember my manager said like, don't worry, I'm going to try to find everyone a new sales job.
Okay.
And a few days later, he hit me up and he was like, hey, I want to do that. I didn't even respond.
Oh, okay.
Like, I got
so
a
he
new
actually
job.
did try to like keep up his end of that bargain.
Yeah, I mean, like, good for him, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to fucking do sales.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do sales.
Yeah, like this job was a means to an end for me, and now that I'm out of it, I feel like way better.
I still don't understand how, like, sales work.
What do you mean?
Well, just like the metrics, like, because, like, usually it's like a bonus, but I still don't understand how, like, the
like you don't know
bonuses
how
work.
they get paid out on
Yeah,
it.
how the quotas work
It's
and
all,
stuff.
all
It's
it is.
Yeah.
All it is just getting a percent of the sale. So, like, if someone sells a service for $20K and your commission is, like, based off of, like, 2% of each sale, then you get, like, 2% of $20K. I'm really bad at percentages, so I don't know what that would be, but, like...
It's like $1,500. I don't know.
Yeah, so going to the unemployment thing, I did have a bout of unemployment, and I think, you know who gave me the best piece of advice while I was unemployed?
Who?
Your dad.
Brian Gorman?
Brian Gorman.
Bad dad?
Bad dad gave me probably the best piece of advice.
What did he say?
We had dinner.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think either the day of or the night of or the next day after I had gotten fired. And I sat down and I was like, oh, I got fired. And they were like, oh, that sucks. We kind of knew that this was maybe going to be happening, And your dad goes, he told this story about how he like got fired from the company that he thought he was going to retire from. And he called his one friend just like kind of down and out about it. And his one friend was like, I know it's stressful, but all I can tell you is that it's not going to last long enough. And so just enjoy it. Like, even if it's hard to enjoy it, just enjoy it. And once he told me that, I like kind of started to settle into the idea more. And it really made me believe that like everything was going to be fine, and everything was totally fine. And even though I was so happy to get an offer from the company that I ended up, that I now work for, because I think of all of the places that I had applied to or interviewed at, this really was like top of my list. I still was like, damn, I'm not going to be unemployed anymore, because how happy was I?
You were very fucking happy.
It was the happiest I think you'd ever known me.
Yeah.
And like, it just was great. Like you were fed constantly. You were constantly fed. The meals I was making were like amazing.
You were domestic. You entered your domesticated
I was completely
era.
Domesticated.
Yes.
Well, I know, with the president, maybe he'll take away my right to work, and then I'll have to.
I can only hope.
I don't think you'd want that now, because now I make way more money than you.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that funny? I've been at my job for like 10 years and like I'm still paid like minimum wage.
It's like insane.
But,
because the only way to make more money is to change jobs.
Yeah.
Literally, like I was working at my other job, making a full-time salary, feeling like I could barely keep my head above water. And then like that all changed when I got a new job.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
even, but you know what? I realized it doesn't matter. And like people that listen to this might think like, fuck you, I make, $45,000 a year. Yes, making more money would help me. But it really doesn't matter what you make in a year unless it's like $500,000 a year. It'll never feel like enough money.
never. Well, like basically like as you make more money, your tastes become a little more exuberant.
I think that, and also like I remember at my old job when I was making $70,000 a year, I thought like I finally have enough money to survive, and I wasn't good at budgeting at all, so I just like would always think I could afford the thing, and like it didn't feel like it was an exuberant amount of like an exuberant cost, but like I thought like, yeah, every time I go to the bodega, I'm going to spend between $12 and $35, and that's totally fine. And then it's like all of a sudden you don't have a job anymore and you're like, oh wow, I was like barely keeping it together.
Yeah.
Like I could have a savings if I wasn't doing that. So once I learned how to budget, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, budgeting's the most important. As long as you're in the black at the end of the month. That's the goal.
Yeah. You're really good with money.
I try to be, but that's only because I don't have as much.
Did anyone teach you how to do that?
I guess my grandfather to an extent.
Really?
My grandfather, my mom, like by giving me an allowance, like I learned how to kind of save up and figuring out how much to save. And my grandfather would make me and my sister do like odd jobs throughout the summer, like sell tomatoes door to door, and we get money through that. Mom was good. She made me like open up a savings account early, like in high school, kind of budgeting my money through that, opening a credit card, getting a credit card and building up my credit, so now I have like an 800 credit score.
I was one of those idiots that didn't know that like if you only paid the minimum on your credit card, the closer that your credit balance got to like the amount that they allotted you would negatively impact your credit score. I didn't know that until like I randomly checked my credit score one day, like in my 20s. And I was like, what the hell? Because I never missed a credit card payment, but I would never pay my cards off.
Yeah.
I just would pay like the minimum or like a chunk of it. I didn't realize that being like within 30% of your credit limit would cause you to,
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, you have no idea what it's like. You have no idea. It's okay, though. I've learned how to budget. We're paying things off now.
Yeah, I just pay off my charges as they come through.
Yeah.
That's the easiest. Because like that way I don't spend beyond my means.
Has it been harder to not spend beyond your means since dating me?
The only thing that ever really comes up is like when we travel.
Yeah.
And then like plane tickets and stuff. But usually it's like, all right, I'll just transfer a little money over to cover the expense. And then next paycheck, it all comes back. It all comes out in the wash.
Yeah. You never stress about money. I've never had an argument with you about money.
It hasn't come up yet.
Yeah.
But I think we've been kind of lucky coming into like a couple windfalls here and there. And, just overall, the rent here isn't bad because between the two of us, it's like probably the cheapest rent I've had in New York. So the other big expenses are Finney's food, Finney and Bubs' food.
It helps splitting the cost of living. It helps.
And then like the streaming services.
Yeah.
And then everything else is kind of like, food is good.
Yeah.
But we, it's not eating out every night.
I know. But like now that like I'm working in an office, like the first week that I was going in, I ate out for lunch every day because I just like didn't have the space in my brain to think about like brown bagging it. And I also was like, I'm going to be new in this office. Like I'm not even a part of any of the teams here. I'm just like literally going into this office because I live in New York and like that's what they've asked of me. And like I didn't want to like be eating an egg salad sandwich as the new girl. And so now like when I go into the office, like I think about like how can I save as much money as possible on food. Like I brought a sandwich for lunch today, and then like my manager was in town, so she bought me lunch. And like tomorrow, the CEO is in town, so he's buying us all lunch for our working meeting at noon. And I have just an egg salad sandwich sitting in there, and I'm like, okay, that's going to be my breakfast when I get to the office tomorrow, because now my mindset has shifted to like, how can I save as much money as possible on lunch? And the office snacks are pretty good. Like at my old job, not that we would go to the office often at all, but anytime I would, there would only just be like, not even junk food, like straight up candy. Remember, I would come home like
with candy.
fucking Willy Wonka, just like all this candy,
Yeah.
which was nice to have. But like at my new office, it's like Nature Valley granola bars
I
and
like those.
almonds and Chex Mix and stuff. So it's like a little bit more hearty than just like straight up sugar.
Yeah, not like the worst stuff that's like a little bit filling.
Yeah, a little bit filling, and I don't know. It's
Not
just,
exactly like a health food, but like a healthier snack.
Yeah. For sure. And like a filling one at that.
Yeah.
Like 190 calorie. I mean, I was talking about this with a guest a few weeks ago, but it's like, even if we don't mean to, like we're still like calculating the caloric value of something in our heads.
Are you gonna have
while
like
we're
a
eating
designated
it.
like work desk?
So the desks basically fit 3. Each row fits 3 computers, and I have my eye on one that I know none of the salespeople have taken, but like my manager and like my other coworker who is here visiting have been taking it. So right now I have a spot that like people haven't touched because I leave my computer there each night. But I think when everyone goes home and like it's just New York people again, I'm going to switch to the desk that I want.
Yeah.
Just because it's facing away, so I don't feel like I'm being like I still can't fuck off, but like I like you know, I feel like I have a little bit more privacy, and it's right next to a window. Right now I'm not right next to a window, and I feel like I need to be next to a window.
You
so
need
I can
nature.
so I can fantasize jumping out of it. You know?
Yeah.
Finny really is on one right now. I knew
He's
I should have
excited.
taken him out before we started.
Well, he's probably also excited to see both of us in the same house.
I know,
again.
like, and it's like it's an adjustment for the animals. Like the last time I mean, maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic because when at my old job there would be like 4 days in a row maybe where I would go into the office, but like that was once a quarter maybe. Now it's like
all the
every
time.
day I'm getting up. I'm getting up. It isn't that insane.
That's wild.
Like, what are your thoughts about that?
I never thought it would happen. I thought you were going to sleep through your alarm, and I thought every morning would be like hectic and rushed, and you're like, I need you to walk Finny and do everything because I fucking overslept.
I really, really didn't want that to happen. And I'm not saying it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, but I just I can't get up in the morning.
I know.
I can't get up in the morning. And now I haven't been sleeping past 7:30. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Like I can't believe that. So if you think that you're somebody like, oh, I could never do that. I could never do sales. I could never wake up at 7 in the morning. You can. You freaking can.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No, it's so crazy. Yeah, but I find that like I know that if I want to look good for the day, I need like 20 to 30 minutes to do my makeup. So it's like I have to wake up early, and it's like I don't want to go into maybe when I was working from home, I didn't give a fuck about not being showered all day.
Right.
And now it's like I'm going into an office.
You're going to be around people.
I have to shower. I'm going to be the smelly bitch at work. No, I'd rather get fired.
Whole new you.
Whole new me.
Damn.
We're 8 days into this new job, so we'll see.
Okay. So far, so good, though?
So far, so good. Yeah, so far, so good. I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, you're coming in clutch for me right now to record this podcast. But, like, last Friday, I wasn't able to get a show out. I mean, and it was my first week at work. But, like, I think maybe it goes back to, like, don't tell myself I can't do it. Like if I tell myself I can do it, I can do it. Maybe I just need to like think of that for this podcast, because it's like I don't want to lose my cadence of not getting an episode out each week. And like I just feel like it was easier to like plan a little bit more last minute for this pod when I was fully remote, because it was like, okay, I'll work till 5:30 and then just literally like get up from that desk and sit right here. Whereas like now it's like, oh, if I'm going to record on a day that I went to the office, then I have to make sure I leave the office and get right here and like da 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 da. So I think there's that I need to like just work around.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be like, I mean, this is like your first time like going into the office regularly in like 5 years.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That probably, yeah, that's nuts. Because it was February of 2020 when my old boss was like, I don't know what the hell this COVID thing is. Like, let's just like go home. So I was working from home before the mandate, you know, and it was awesome. And I was like, this is the greatest ever.
I hope this lasts forever. And it almost kind of did.
And it kind of did. And I would say like, because then during 2020, I got my old job, the one that I just left. And I thought like, this is the greatest thing. Like, I have a new job and I'm just doing it from my house.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't get any better than this. But then I realized like, now that I am in the office learning how to do my current job, it's going to make my life so much easier because I'm in person learning how to do this job rather than being like remote. And like, it is possible, but who wants to be bothered?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
so it's like done. Like, unless it's like a really, really well-paying job that is like your dream, most jobs can be done remote.
Most jobs can be done remote. But my point is that I think learning the job should be in person for the most part.
Yeah.
I do, because like there will be things that I'm, figuring out how to do, or like my, the girl that's training me will like, give me a task to do, and she'll show me how to do it. But until I do it, I don't know what I'm doing. And I go in to do it, and there'd be something small, something so like obvious even. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. If I was remote, I'd have to fucking call her up.
Right.
And now I can just be like, can you help me with this? And she's like, yeah, just this. And it's just so much easier.
Right.
So, but I would never want to be full time.
No, that's like a huge thing. Yeah. I just don't even think I'm wired to do that anymore.
I mean, you'll be surprised.
Probably, but I just like, it's so nice being.
But didn't you like having your own space when you worked in the office?
Yeah, it's like when I was in there, like on a good day, it was fine because it's like, all right, I had like the sense of ownership and I'm taking care of it. And like when I was in an office, I was like the only employee in that office. It was a very nice situation where I was still kind of like, I was still like a remote employee, but like there was like a physical office area that I had to go into to manage mail delivery and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't bad because I kind of had like an escape and like a reason to be away, and like it was more difficult to monitor. There was stuff I liked. Like I was in a really nice area of Manhattan, like right by Union Square. So that was fun. Like it just had like a vibe. And, even when I was in New Jersey, when I first moved out to the East Coast and I was in New Jersey, I had to commute into Manhattan. There was still something fun about being on the train and like seeing the Manhattan skyline come up and being like, oh shit, I'm going to be there. And I get out at like Penn Station and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's the only thing I like about being in the office is I'm out already.
Yeah.
So like, obviously, there was a part of me that was excited to come home and like see you and record with you and like do all that. But there was the other part of me that was like, oh, I'm out in Manhattan already. It's Tuesday. Like I could like go do something in Manhattan.
There's so much to do in the city now too. Like there's always something going on.
Like a mic or fucking last night I went to the office like during the day and came right home after. Freaking Charlie XCX did a concert in Times Square. And it's like, if I was a little bit more aware of my surroundings, instead of like being packed like a sardine trying to like get home on the L train, I could have like hung out near Times Square and like gotten a chance to see Charlie XCX perform 5 songs.
But Charlie XCX, he's gotten in trouble though.
For what?
She said that the person that tried to assassinate Donald Trump was Brat.
Those photos were pretty Brat.
Yeah, that was Brat. Trying to shoot the president, that's Brat.
That's Brat. That's Brat Summer. He really was just trying to have a Brat Summer.
He was. That was the ultimate Brat Summer move.
That was the peak of Brat Summer.
Yeah.
When, what was his name? Thomas?
Something like that.
Something. When
Well,
he tried to assassinate. Trying to assassinate the president is, I think, justifiably Brat.
It's been a while since.
But only when you try to assassinate a Republican.
Yeah. Remember when that guy threw a shoe at George W. Bush?
Honestly,
that was Brat.
Say what you want.
Yeah.
George W. Bush is Brat. Like, he had so many iconic moments in his presidency. The way he dodged that shoe.
The way he dodged the shoe when he threw out the first pitch of the World Series.
Threw out that pitch, that was Brat.
One of the best things was he was like, we're going to find those terrorists. We're going to kill them. Now watch this shot.
Yeah,
he just goes and like he was such a fun little cokehead president.
I know he was.
it was like he would say the same kind of stupid shit Joe Biden did, but for him he was just retarded. It wasn't like it was like he was like a senile old man. But I do like how senile Joe Biden is.
I do think Joe Biden really is senile, but I don't think Bush was as dumb as as he was always painted to be.
I think he just didn't give a shit.
I think he was a really bad public speaker, which is like whatever. Not everyone's a good public speaker. Yeah. But I think that it was intentional to make him seem like an idiot. So because of just we literally went to war for no reason. And so it was like, we have to make it seem like this guy is an idiot when really Cheney is
everyone got just
pulling a bunch of levers.
Yeah. It's like, no, the president's an idiot. Not everyone that got swept up and radicalized by this fear tactics.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Damn.
God.
What a mistake. Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Saturday Night Live actually has been good.
I don't watch that shit.
Only against your will when I have it on.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, turn this fucking shit off. I'm like, unless the cast is openly doing drugs again, what's the point?
Oh my God, there's this one comedian, I forget his name. He wears glasses kind of like this, and his name will come to me, but he has this really funny bit about I heard Coke is back at SNL. How about let's see some results? So funny.
Yeah.
But I think they have. It's been funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Think they're doing a little speed again?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how drugs make you a funnier, better comedian?
Just funnier and better at life.
Just
in
everything.
General.
It just makes life
drugs
livable.
Drugs do make things so much better.
Drugs make life livable. It makes your comedy better.
Yeah.
Makes your relationship stronger.
Oh, I don't think I'd necessarily agree with that whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Maybe, I mean, speaking of drugs, going on drugs, you just had a very big birthday.
Really?
Yeah, you did. Tell the audience how old you turned.
I'm 40.
You're 40.
I'm 40 years old.
I can't believe I'm dating a 40-year-old.
You're
That's
dating an
so
old-ass man. You dated an old-ass man.
I know. You're 8 years older than me.
That's scary, huh?
I feel like if I was 8 years older than you, it'd be weird.
Why?
Why is that?
Because it's different. It's okay for a man to be with a younger woman.
Why is that okay?
Because grooming is cool when it's a man doing it. And yes, I am technically grooming you in a way.
How are you grooming me?
It's when you're 40, you know.
That's very funny because it's I literally have groomed you.
How?
Actually groomed you, brushed your hair and told you you're not allowed to shave your mustache.
That's true. I almost shaved it multiple times.
You did shave it once, and the internet never forgot it.
No, they were just oh, okay. Well, that's because I blew up when I had a mustache, and so now it's forever.
I blew up.
Yeah, now it's I'm stuck. It's with my image.
Yeah.
How certain people can only wear muscle shirts. And
how do you
stuff.
feel about looking like that tattoo artist that got canceled for being rapey?
Which tattoo artist?
Jeremy something.
Ron Jeremy?
No.
The porno actor?
I'm not that young. Tattoo.
What tattoo artist? Well, every guy with long hair and a mustache kind of looks like me.
Mustache. Now it's just going to be tattoo artist mustache. What was his name?
Dave Navarro.
No, not Dave Navarro. Someone's listening to this screaming.
Well, just add it in like post-production, the person.
Yeah. He has long hair.
But like they all like anytime people say like, you know who you look like, it's always some ugly guy. It's never like some fucking handsome fucking dude. They're always like, oh, you look like this guy, and it's usually Ron Jeremy. Otherwise, sometimes
Oliver Peck.
Oliver Peck.
Yeah, Oliver Peck.
Let's put a picture of him in there.
Oliver Peck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's not bad looking.
Okay, well, that's just like any guy with like long hair and a mustache. So they're like, you look like him.
Yeah.
What'd he get canceled for?
I think he was like rapey.
Who isn't? In the tattoo industry? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a tattoo, you're probably a fucking criminal anyway.
Oh, and he used to be married to Kat Von D.
Really?
Yeah.
She's a little weirdo too, though, huh?
She is a weirdo. She's like a Nazi.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Damn.
You didn't know she was so cool, huh?
Damn, what a babe. Finally, a hottie Nazi.
And she like vehemently defends Marilyn Manson.
Oh, that's always
Yeah.
interesting. I knew Marilyn Manson was fucked up when he said he was going to listen to the Columbine students. Like, what do those psychopaths have to say, dude? They're fucking murderers, dude. They ruined Doom for everyone. They better watch out, dude. I wish I was at Columbine. Things would have gone down a lot different.
Oh yeah.
I would have fucking fought back.
You would have blocked the bullets with your forearm, just like
It would have been like in the Matrix. I would have fucking brought out my gun and be like, everyone get out of here.
Did you? Because you were in high school when that happened.
I was in middle school.
Oh, I thought you were in high school.
I was in middle school.
Well, that was in '99.
I was in 99, so I was in 8th grade
so you were
right
in 8th
before.
grade.
Yeah.
Was that scary for you?
No, I was like, great, I'm probably going to fucking. And I did. There were a few times like I got in trouble for being like an outsider weirdo. But it's like, dude, I'm
Really?
just like fucking goofing around.
But did you do something weird, like bring a hunting knife to school?
No, I just told like this guy, like, you're a fucking asshole and I hope somebody kills you.
And I hope that somebody is me.
I did. And you know what? That guy, he looks like fucking shit now. His kids hate him. I won, dude.
Hey.
Fucking losers, dude.
You said has kids, and it's like, oh, God, that sucks.
Multiple kids. They all hate him.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I think it's cool. Already divorced.
Already
I love
divorced.
it. I love it when those people my age, like, they're going through like divorces and shit. Like, you know.
I mean, probably now more than ever.
Absolutely.
At your age.
Yeah.
Like, I have a few friends, but like I'm only 32, so it's like
No, at this point, like, their kids are getting divorced.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's. If you had a kid at like 20,
Yeah, he'd be 20 now.
he'd be. Yeah. Ew. That's so crazy.
He'd be brat.
He'd be. He'd be Brat.
Probably non-binary. Probably some fucking.
Yeah.
Let's be real. My kid's gonna hate me, so he's gonna say like, I'm trans.
Yeah.
Like, what better way to say you hate your parents than to be trans?
I know. I mean, I hated my parents, so I was emo, and that was like basically the same thing. in
Emo is
2006.
emo in the early 2000s is basically like these kids getting hormone implant
They
injections
didn't make
now.
skinny jeans for boys, so
Yeah.
boys wore girl skinny jeans.
Right, very trans.
Yeah.
I never did that. I was like, these guys are fucking faggots. Like, I knew. Like, I was like, even like Carson Daly painting his nails. Like, come on. I dyed my hair. I thought that was cool.
Now boys are getting like full on manicures.
Yeah. Well, like, we had metrosexuals in the early
Yeah.
2000s where it's like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, where like gay men dress you. Get the fuck, don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me.
It was such a funny show.
Yeah, like, why do I need to be physically appealing for gay men? You know?
Yeah.
It's
And then
weird.
then they brought back Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. They just called it Queer Eye.
Right.
They dropped for the Straight Guy because apparently that was offensive. And
Queer Eye for fucking ugly fucks.
yeah.
Queer Eyes for fucking
Queer Eye
slobs.
for people that are probably a little bit retarded.
Yeah. Hey, you fucking disgusting piece of shit. Look, here are some fucking queers to fucking straighten you out. You fucking slob. Hey,
here's
hose
the-
yourself down. Wipe that McDonald's crust off the side of your mouth. Here come the queers to fucking
This
make
gay
you
guy is
presentable.
gonna teach you how to bathe properly.
First thing first, girlfriend, we got to give you a lice bath. Every opening scene is just them hosing down some disgusting piece of shit outside.
Well, that really was what the first season was, and it was the best. It was like in the reboot, it was great. I loved it. It was so good. And then as the seasons went on, it was just like, oh, this show sucks. And I can't really put my finger on as to why, but it was like they weren't helping slobs anymore. They were like helping people that were like, I don't know, like had no confidence. And it's like, no, I want you to wash the slob.
Yeah, your job
Do me
is
a
to
favor
fucking.
and wash the slob.
It could just even be like just like a regular looking bird. Like, here's how you can spice up your everyday wardrobe.
Yeah.
But like instead, it was like I'm gonna kill myself, and they were like, put a little flour in your hair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gay people are weird.
Yeah.
It's weird shit, man.
How do
It's
you
goofy.
feel having a gay family member?
I'm gonna pray for them. I'm gonna pray on that.
Yeah, your dad will be fine.
He's a
No,
little
I'm
gay
kidding. I'm kidding. Your dad's not gay.
Who knows?
So now that you're an older gentleman, like, do you have fears when you go to the doctor?
I already have fears.
Yeah, like what?
My heart's bad.
Yeah.
I have a high cholesterol. I'm gonna die soon.
Your heart's not bad. What do you mean?
No,
your
my heart's
bad?
good, but my cholesterol's bad.
Yeah.
It's weird. My blood lipid, great. LDL through the roof. It's weird. Runs in the
Yeah.
family. Even my little Asian grandmother had high LDL.
Yeah, that is an Asian thing.
It's an
to have.
Asian thing. Like, what's up with this? Asians, we're the superior race. Why is the LDL so high?
Maybe it's just because you're short, so
Yeah.
it's like there's too much cholesterol for your little short body to like.
Yeah, if I was like 3 inches
Yeah.
taller, my LDL levels would even out.
Even out.
There'd be enough body to distribute the extra cholesterol.
Exactly.
I just got to go like get my cholesterol drained every couple months.
Yeah.
That's
If
what they
only it
need.
was that easy.
It should be that easy.
Yeah.
There should just be like a pill you can use to like dissolve the extra cholesterol and like take like a big cholesterol shit.
Ew, that's disgusting.
I'd do that.
Yeah.
All
you
right.
do think that like taking a big shit is the equivalent to like eating healthy all day?
I do. If I take psyllium husk, I feel like it like cleans everything out,
Yeah.
and I'm back to square one.
back to square one. Well,
This guy's an animal.
I know he is an animal. Okay, so you're old now. You go to the
I'm dying,
doctor.
I'm old. I'm dying.
No.
Yeah.
I kind of want to be 40 so that I can like I'm not like a health like a hypochondriac by any means, but I'm like, why do I have to wait till 40 to get my tits checked?
You don't have to, but it's probably better.
And like insurance, I don't think will cover it until there's like cause to get a mammogram. But it's like, I want to get a mammogram. I want to know.
You could just say I feel pain.
Yeah.
It's like I think
feel
I might have
pain.
felt a lump, and then they'll do it for free. It'll be covered by
Yeah.
your insurance.
I don't know.
Plus, don't you have good insurance now with your fucking job?
And I have to take that out. I don't want people knowing what I make.
With your fancy money job.
My good insurance and my fancy money job. Yeah, I guess. I know I did just go to the doctor with like my shitty insurance, so it's like I should have waited till
You
I
should
got
have
this
just waited a little
job.
bit. You should have wrote it out.
But I didn't
You didn't
trust
know.
myself that I was gonna get a good job.
You didn't know, and you can still go like at the start of January
Yeah,
when your
that's
benefits
true.
start.
That's true. Yeah. I felt like an adult yesterday. I signed up for a Roth 401k.
Damn, that's serious.
That is serious. I like went against like my programming because the options was to either do traditional or Roth. And I did like some searching on Reddit and more people were like, go Roth, but also don't take financial advice from Reddit. And I still went Roth. But it was like so adult, you know?
Yeah. Maybe I
was
should switch over to a Roth.
I don't know. Maybe keep it the way that it is.
Yeah, probably. I'm not gonna have time.
Because
for
the
this.
difference is, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can change it. But the idea is that, like, with the 401k, with the traditional 401k, you don't pay taxes on the on the money that's in there. But when you want it, that's when you pay taxes.
Yeah.
So you pay less taxes now. But with a Roth 401k, you pay the taxes now. And then when you take it out, you don't have to pay the taxes. Because you already paid them.
Yeah, you pay taxes eventually.
You pay taxes eventually, and you would think that when you're in like your 60s, you'll be in a higher tax bracket, God willing.
Yeah.
You know, money.
We'll see.
We do it all for money. So
Cash rules everything around me.
yeah, cash is king.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Another update in my life is that I did some solo travel.
I hated that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how was it with me being gone?
Awful.
Come on, I
Finn
don't
got
believe
sick.
that.
Finn got sick.
That was That was crazy.
It was scary.
But he's like fine.
His body went limp in my arms.
I've been telling myself you were just like kind of dramatic about that.
I don't know. It was weird. He made like a little yelp and was on the ground, and I was like, Finn, Finn. And he was like limp, and then he turned his head up to me. And I was like, weird.
Oh my God.
It was
I have
scary.
to give him a bath today. He's like itching.
Yeah. And he's stinky.
And he's stinky.
He's really
I can't
stinky.
do anything about that. He's just a stinky boy.
Yeah, he's a very stinky little man.
He is a stinky
But you
man.
went to London.
I went to London. Were you worried about me while I was out there?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why?
I didn't want some hello. Hello, Bobbit. What are you doing out
You
here?
thought I was gonna get snatched up
Yeah.
by a little English bloke.
Hello. What, I should come to swear? We ain't got to hurt you. We're just having a bit of a laugh. They could do that.
Yeah.
It could happen. I heard a woman got killed in London.
Oh, one
You know, they
woman?
never found Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
I actually did have a bit of anxiety when I was over there. Like, I was so tired when I got off the plane, and I finally was able to get to my Airbnb and was like, okay, I'm going to nap as much as possible, and then I have to get up because I had shows that night.
Uh-huh.
And I slept, and thank God I set an alarm, because I woke up to the alarm, which was set 3 hours. Like, I gave myself 3 hours thinking I'm not going to sleep the whole 3 hours. Slept the entire 3 hours. And I woke up just like sweating and like scared. Not even like a where am I? It was like, why am I here? Like, why did I do this to myself? Like I'm in a weird house because I was in an Airbnb.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like, what if this couple seems lovely, but like, what if they're going to harvest my organs and the Airbnb reviews were fake? Like, I was just had like all these crazy ideas. Then I was just like, let's just take a shower. And we'll go from there. And then once I was like putting my makeup on, I was like, oh wait, no, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm totally fine.
I mean, it would be scary to get busted in a different country or something. Or
I mean, it'd be the worst.
Yeah,
It'd
but
be the worst thing.
London is probably the safest to be because it's like
I know. Like,
it's
like,
the most
scary.
American of like the foreign countries.
And I literally blended in because
Yeah.
like I'm in New York every day anyway, so like I know how to walk with purpose and like
and like
not have my phone out to be snapped.
Well, like New York is the most European of American
London
cities.
is just a cleaner New York.
Yeah, a cleaner, more sophisticated. Well, it's technically like New York's older sister.
Yeah,
in terms of
I mean,
like,
we're the rebellious black sheep,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
that is America, you know?
Yeah, they were like, don't tell us to fucking pay taxes on our slaves.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I felt like I could like walk around pretty easily and like not look like I didn't belong.
Yeah.
Which I guess I could do that in a lot of European countries, right?
Maybe, but definitely London at least.
For sure, London.
Yeah.
Just walk.
London's got like that whole like new industrial vibe to it.
Yeah. Yeah, my stomach, I was shitting blood for
Yikes.
days after getting back. Days.
Yeah.
The food in the UK. I'm not going to say it's awful because like I'm don't want to offend anybody, but like, and like the food was good that I enjoyed what I ate, but like what it did to my body was awful. Awful. I was literally shitting blood.
Yeah.
But I'm fine.
Well, that's good. Yeah. That's why like you were going to London and like the British food was like melting the hemorrhoids because it like actually had nutrient value. And then like you came back to America and like the hemorrhoids were like, we need extra fucking hemorrhoid juice now.
Ew. Hemorrhoid juice.
Yeah.
Well, there's this misconception that like food is better abroad, and like I do think that like there are certain instances where it's like people that can't have gluten in America go to Italy and they like can have pasta and they don't have issues, but it's like in Europe they're also way more walkable towns. So if you are sedentary for a lot of your life in America, because like you probably have a car and you drive around a ton. Yeah, you're going to go on vacation to Italy and eat a bunch and probably not gain weight because you're walking 20,000 steps a day if you're doing it right and like you're catching the sights, you know? And I know like a big thing that people say is like, oh, they're not allowed to have high fructose corn syrup or red dye 40 like in the UK, but they actually are allowed to have it. It's just not called that.
What's it called?
It's like called like it's under different like code names, like CB12 something or other. So it's like that's not even like governments like are still trying to kill us with food. RFK Jr.
Not anymore. It's done.
He's gonna take Skittles away.
But he's gonna let us have raw milk.
Ew, so gross. I don't want that.
Did you see that photo of everyone on Air Force One eating McDonald's?
No.
It was like Donald Trump Jr., RFK, and like 2 other people. Like just like the new like head
like
of
the
state.
new cabinet.
Yeah,
people.
It was like Elon Musk was there, you know, just like
I saw that photo. Yeah.
And everyone's like, RFK's drinking soda again. And they were like, it's like when an undercover cop has to do a little bit of fucking drugs.
That's right.
You know?
God, man.
Those Kennedys are fucking goofy, man.
Goofy.
They're
goofy
fucking
AF,
nuts.
man. They got problems.
Yeah, they're all fucking haunted.
They are haunted.
Well, they were all criminals to begin with.
They're criminals.
Like, it's like a criminal fucking history.
God, but
and
they did to that one, the lobotomizing. What was it, Rosemary?
Yeah.
Oh, awful.
Lobotomized her.
God, she was like normal.
Yeah.
And
just rebellious. They're evil people, the Kennedys.
They are.
Legitimately evil.
Now we're going to get fucking...
Who gives a fuck? You're going to defend the Kennedys? Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because they were rich? Because they were handsome? Because they're associated with America? America fucking sucks, dude.
America sucks?
Yeah, America fucking sucks. The only people that were brave were those 12 terrorists on the plane.
All right.
September 11th.
All right. That's like totally anti-Islamophobia. So high five to you.
I'm anti-Islam. I'm pro...
I don't think that's true.
What?
I don't think you're anti-Islam.
I'm pro-Islam.
You're pro-Islam, baby.
Yeah. I'm pro-Islam, baby. Long live Islam.
Finney's...
He's happy now. He's happy because his
pro.
whole family's here.
Yeah, finally.
Our family is back together again.
Yeah, we did it.
Happy family.
Happy family. Well... Thank you for coming in clutch for me and
anytime, my little goomy.
Recording with me.
Always.
Anyways, I really appreciate it. We're going into the Thanksgiving season.
Yeah.
You and I are gonna have a baller Thanksgiving. I'm
Very
excited
special
about that.
Thanksgiving.
Very special Thanksgiving.
Vinny's getting a special meal of chicken bones.
Cancel your family. Just spend it with your spouse and have a great time. But I should have an episode out on Black Friday. Hopefully.
Hope. African American Friday.
African American History Friday. Yeah, that's it. Where can people find you?
Oh my God. Well, you can always find me online. Twitter, Instagram at Joe W. Gorman. I also have a podcast that I do with Alexander Tomaselli. It's called Super Sully Joes. You can find it on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Watch and support. Please subscribe. Please help us monetize. And we'll be on the road.
We'll be on the road.
December.
December, yes. The first Saturday of December. I believe that's December 7th. We'll be somewhere in Pennsylvania. We'll post about it on our socials.
Yeah, so all the more reason to follow us.
All the more reason to follow us, yes. You can check out Alex Tomaselli, his co-host on Super Sally Joe's. You can check out his episode of I Feel Fat Today. It's somewhere in the catalog. You can go to YouTube, search it up, and you will find it. And you can check out Joe Gorman's special. It's going to be coming out in 2025.
You heard it here first.
2025. It's going to be happening. It's happening. And
it's called Wife
special,
Lover.
Hopefully it will be coming out in the next few years too.
Yes.
Yeah. So this has been great. I love you all and I love you.
Oh, I love you too, Gumi.
Bye.